Madness. I said, young me like coming up. I want to be live, but I swear not easy. Papa rapping my old man and girl in the market was doing, I'm breaking the profit. On my way, people calling me names, all the trouble I see, I ain't do at the peace. When no suffering, no sources, I can't pay the code, only how I get paid. Sooner or later, my hustle pay. Let pay, and I'm rushing myself. Keep it cool, everything have a CC. Too much rushing, I probably chasing. One day. Only one day. I'll get it cool. One day,
I know my hustle gonna pay one day. Any mistake gonna see my face. Me pa know I'm not watching it. One day, success gonna come my way. I know my hustle gonna pay one day. Any mistake gonna see my face. Me pa know I'm not watching it. One day, success gonna come my way. Yeah. My mama was so worried. My papa was so worried. My friend was your money. Any mess that will come on that knees. Oh, you're gonna be. So I on my way. 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 I'm on my way to this place and I'm looking for money. Looking for money, oh. Looking for money. I want me mama happy. Want me papa happy. Want me my brothers and sisters to come around me.
Hey, Capilico, why you know you hustle? Why saying the book by the Genesis? Shall come to power, Why I feel be working on Wednesday? In my love for the ma, or in the dark, or in the week, or in the sun.
My mama was so worried.
No for air.
My papa was so worried. My friend was your money. Any mess that will come on that knees. So I on my way. 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 I on my
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Tony Commander J.R. Glapohkpa Chesson. I'm at Flames, the Jamaican restaurant in Providence, Rhode Island. I'm here with the proprietor. Ma'am, could you kindly tell us your name and how long this business has been here?
My name is Sophia, and this business has been here for 6 years.
What kind of support have you received from the community?
Great support. We receive great support from the community.
And especially the African community?
The African, the Spanish, and then we're close to the hospital, so there's a lot of people that come by from the hospital. All different culture.
Wow, that's
Everybody
nice.
want to try something new.
Yes, I just took a shot of some of your food here. It seems very delicious, and I've had some of them too. Some of your meal.
Yeah.
What message do you have for your customers?
They could come anytime. Come anytime. We treat our customer with great respect.
Thank you very much, Sophie.
You're welcome.
And I hope you have good luck here as long as you're here.
Okay, thank you.
Have a good day.
You too, dear. Thanks.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Tony Commander. Excuse me. J.R. Glapohkpa Chesson talk show. Today is Monday, November the 21st, 2022. What have we got in the news this morning? Well, we know that it's in the low 30s. No, it's in the low 20s this morning. Gosh, it's cold. It's cold. It's in the low 20s and cloudy. Today, it's not going much higher. I think we're going to the high 30s or low 40s, but it's going to be windy. So when you hear that wind hitting your house, blowing your car all over the street, take heed and govern yourselves, okay? Fasten your seatbelts and stay safe. Okay, what's going on with the shootings, man? In the news, there was a shooting in Colorado at LBJQP at the gay club somewhere there, Club Q. They shot somebody there again. But we also heard that the NAACP in Rhode Island had an election. And our own man, Jim Vincent, was voted out, man. I didn't hear the news, but Karen told me it was on the news. My co-producer told me it was on the news. I tried to wait to hear it to get all the news to pass on to you, but it was taking so long this morning. But anyway, we'll see what Jim Vincent is up to. Now that he's now with the end, he's been there so long, man, almost 30 years, right? Wow, 30 years or more. So what's happening in Liberia, man? We woke up this morning to hear that the United States Embassy is surrounded by police officers, the armed police officers, PSU officers of Liberia. They are the armed groups. They surrounded they said the whole downtown area, the whole Mama Point area was surrounded by police. There was not much news, but through rumor and speculations, they said CDC people were about to do a march up to the U.S. Embassy this morning to carry through with their threat to run the ambassador up. I mean, we haven't heard anything on it yet. So, also, we know that Prince Johnson over the weekend officially declared that he's no longer supporting George Weah because George Weah didn't give him and his party the positions they wanted, they promised him. He took all the position and gave it to people for the southeastern region and forgot all about Prince Johnson, his Nima people, so he pissed off. He's not supporting him. Also in the news, the people in Nima County issue a curfew against the Pempen riders because they said too much crimes going on in that county at night. So you can ride your Pempen from daylight to 10 o'clock in the night, then the curfew starts. No Pempen riding at 10 o'clock in the night in Nima County. Okay. Now the press union elections. What's going on with this? I learned that over the weekend on Saturday, they went to the court. You know, the court in Monrovia issued an injunction. I think it was the Supreme Court or some court in Monrovia issued an injunction to stop them from having the election in Bon County. So the guy went to Bon County and got a magistrate judge there to overturn the injunction on Saturday morning. And when they did that in the morning, they had the election on Saturday night. So somebody would declare the winner, and there's a lot of confusion and accusations and allegations. Aaron Colley of the Power FM news, the radio station, came up and said that it was fraudulent, it was not right, they shouldn't have done that, and blah, blah, blah. Also, the Omega market, the new market they just built, a guy called Milestone has come up and claimed that building is for somebody in America. It's not for the government, that the government shouldn't have built on that building, on that land. So this is where we are for the news in Monrovia this morning. We still don't know where the security situation stands with the U.S. Embassy. Nobody has said anything about it. And front page front page Africa was not out yet for me to ascertain the truth as to the police surrounding the U.S. Embassy. So that's where we stand right now, okay? So let me take a break and I'll come back and let me put up my topics for this morning. My topic for this morning is one topic. Liberia and Liberians will only change when Liberian people believe, feel, and know that they deserve better. So, in my view, as long as we do not come to the realization and full acceptance that we deserve better, that the situation we're in now is not conducive for us as a nation and as a people, and we need to move on to better pastures with better leadership. So let me take a break, come back, and we'll talk about what's happening with my country, Liberia, today.
We've been here for a year and a few days actually, and this is the spot that you want to come to when you want to indulge in great soul food. Here we offer collard greens, baked macaroni and cheese, we have the fish and grits, shrimp and grits on Sundays of course, and a lot of other soul food norms added with a little bit of our fusion. Chef Summer Duffin is the chef in the kitchen, and just come on down and check us out. You will not regret it.
Liberia and Liberians will only change when Liberians believe, feel, and know that they deserve better, or we deserve better. We are a stubborn people. No matter what you say to us, no matter how you try to convince us, no matter how you beat us on the head, when we decide that we're going to do something, we stick to it until we see that that thing is failing or has failed or it's not good for us or will let us down. That us. Once we accept something, we stick to it. It's good and it's bad. One, that's a sign of loyalty. When we're loyal to you, we stick to you. Two, we don't know when enough is enough. And the time to let go and change is now. We don't know it. We don't know it. And when we listen to all the people talking our leaders, they want to be, they hope for who think that they can replace the other leaders we got now. When you hear them talking, there's no real solution to the problem because they haven't thought it out. They haven't thought it out. Oh, before I go on, I hear people asking on the internet if Ellen Johnson Sirleaf has passed away. I don't know if that is true, but I see a lot of comments on the internet, people asking if she passed away. So if anybody find that out, I will be pleased if somebody let me know. Okay? So let me continue what I was saying. All these people coming up don't have solutions to our problems. You know why? There's a reason why to all of that. Even when you listen to Costa's show this morning, Costa talking about the Liberian government dishing up $360 million a year just on salaries for the Liberian people. I think every month is what, 10 million or 12 million? There's millions of dollars every month. All our money go on salaries. Now the question is, how will Boycott change that? Because the harmonization for the payroll, what that CDC did, they said they did some harmonization. What they did was they reduced some people's salaries so they could open more jobs to hire seditions, to hire more of the useless people in jobs. So what they did was they doubled the jobs. Like if you minister, you got four deputy ministers now. Instead of having one or two, you got 4 or 5 deputy ministers. Like when I was, the same thing happened on a door. When I was ID card director at the Ministry of Finance, we were 7 assistant directors. Assistant director. All of us just sitting down there doing nothing. When we came to find out, all the assistant directors got together. We were 7 assistant directors. I was the only one that was not involved in the criminal activities. The rest of the assistant director, all of them got together, opened the camera, the storage room where we had all the camera films, and they sold all of that to the local camera stores. When we went to get the camera to go do the government work, there were no films. All the films have been sold. All the cameras leased out. That what happened when you have so many overlapping positions. Now what they did was they reduced the people's salaries to make more positions for CTCNs. How much more positions can you get people in government? You can't get them too many positions. So what they did was they made more assistant minister positions so they could get their boys high salaries. So you guys, maybe one minister and about 4 or 5 deputy minister, 3 or 4 assistant minister. Then you come everybody overlapping because we're paying too many people. We don't need all those people. We need one minister, one deputy minister. That's all. We don't even need an assistant minister. Maybe we might not even need a deputy minister. We need a minister, assistant minister, and rest of the people. Only one. What we need all the assistant ministers. Right now, you go in Liberia, we got about 4 or 5 assistant ministers. All of them doing the same jobs. How can there be accountability? There can never be accountability. Because what happens when people come to me, I say no, they say, oh, don't go to Chesson, go to the other man. I say, yeah, go to the man that you can bribe. Don't go to the man that I can tough. Say that, man, I mean, little man, I can tough. Don't go to him, let's go to the other guy. They can got $2. Now we hear there's the lawyers striking, the judiciary striking. Everybody's striking, no money. People not getting paid. And if these high-falutin, corrupt people striking for money, what do you expect of the poor people who are the civil servants? Who's going to get their money? Why they can't strike too? You see, and that would differentiate me from other Liberians sometimes. You see, because many of my people are politicians. They cling to the old ways of doing things. Corruption, mismanagement. And I don't believe in the kind of thing, my people. I really don't. That's why you see people don't come on my show right now, because the rest of the Liberian people don't know who I am. Because sometimes I get angry at foolishness. Because I've seen too much wickedness and hatred and just deceitfulness. Just pure deceitfulness. For what? For what? Just to get rich and make other people poor. I've seen it too much in my country, man. I've seen it too much. And it pisses me off because I don't like that. I don't like that. I try to live like a Christian. Do unto others as you have them do unto you. But people don't believe that. And our laws support that. And our people don't believe in our laws. People believe in other people telling them things and they're following it. But it's not only in Liberia. It's all over the world, man. You wouldn't believe it. It is not only in Liberia. We won't come to America. We won't go everywhere. It's the same way. Some people just listen to other people and do things. You wouldn't imagine, man. I've been in this country for over 30 years. And there were things that I told people when I started working years ago. People would come and say, oh, we're doing that. I would tell them, I said, that's against the law. This old man, get away from your chest. No, man. Man, you're from Africa, you don't understand this thing. And they'll go on talking. Someone then coming back now to me and saying, man, you're a smart guy. I think you told were true. Because some of them got jammed up with it. Because they were just talking this, oh, we can do this, you can do that. I was just telling them in passing, I said, that's against the law. And they said, oh, Chelsea, man, you just from Africa, man, and make fun of me. Then now some of them coming back and saying, man, you're smart, eh? You were telling us those things, we didn't believe you. Now that's because some of them have gotten jammed up. Maybe they put some of them in jail or fired and caught them for the same thing they were doing, talking about. But that's what I mean. People don't get along. One, I don't like foolish games. I don't like foolish games. I don't like corrupt games. So people don't want to come deal with me. Oh, that man straight. That man like a white man. That I had to say about me. That man like white man. He's too straight. He this and that. I've heard of from the time I was in the army, white guys were saying about me too. Man, you too straight, man. That what kept me out of trouble. That why people never lied on me. Or they tried it. But people know me. People know who I am. That when they tried, they said, Chesson? Nah. Some of the you wouldn't believe some of the things people would go and say Chesson did to get me in trouble, to put me in jail. But all the people around me I work with know who I am. And they know the kind of person I am. Now when they say, Chesson did this, they say, Chesson? No. We got to investigate this. You know, there's a good and bad side to what I do. A lot of people don't like me. A lot. Especially people who won't be corrupt. People who do believe in the right way. And many of our people that die in Liberia, many of our people won't be crooked. They won't follow corrupt ways. And I don't tell them, I said, that's not right. You know, I don't care. You can't follow me. I don't care. I know I'm doing the right thing. I know I'm telling you the right thing. When push comes to shove, people will bring people eyes open. When my people eyes open, they will see the things I'm telling them are the truth. Are true. We can do so many corrupt things so far, and will backfire on us. We can support the criminals so far, it will not only backfire on us, it will backfire on our posterity, our children, and their children. And when they become wise and conscious, they will ask themselves, what? Why my daddy them never thought about this? Why our people leaders never thought about this? They will ask themselves that. Because leaders are supposed to think about certain things. Unlike common people, that will make you a leader. That will, when we say George Weah incompetent, we're not saying only he's incompetent because he doesn't know book, because he doesn't possess the light of foresight. You got to predict things. We know that when you see the car gray and dark and things, there's a possibility it might rain. It may not rain, but that's a foretelling of rain. And if you're not smart enough to know that when they get cloudy, you got to start taking some of your things in that you got out, that you don't want to get wet, it might get wet from the rain. Nobody got to come and tell you, say, oh, my man, it's raining, it's coming to rain. Some of us ain't lucky to have fortune tellers. I mean, not fortune tellers, forecasters, like in America. Like in America, yeah, the people that forecast the news, they're about 80% correct. I wouldn't give them 90 or 100% because sometimes they make mistakes. Because you cannot predict the weather. They're not really mistake. Because sometimes nature may say something and it may change. You don't know why it may change, but that's why we can't predict nature. If we predict nature, it would be the Jesus of God. So at least they're 80% correct, 80 to 85% correct in America with the weather forecasting. But for us in Africa and other places, we got to use our common sense. Because when you see the clouds coming and things like that, you know, hey, be warned, it might rain. Stop being cautious. The things you don't really want to get wet, take them in. Things that you don't mind staying out, they start drizzling, you can leave it out. But those things you don't want to get wet, take it in right away. Nobody got to come and tell you that. But if you're an idiot, you see the cloud going there, you say, oh no, man, I had a dream, the sun will shine today, man. I'm praying the sun will shine. I pray the sun will shine. Then you run around, you're not taking your radio, you're playing the music outside, loud, no top over the music set. You there all dancing in the rain, dancing in the cloud. You see the clouds coming. You say, no, I had a dream. It will be sunny today, man. And Jesus, give me power, give me power. Or Adonai, give me power, give me power. Start doing the rain dance and all that kind of thing. Yeah. Then when you know, yeah, like you thunder. When you all you said wet. And you say, I thought. What you thought? Huh? God gave you this insight to see the darkness, the dark cloud, to see the sun disappear, to see the light changing to darkness. Then you still won't stay out there talking about you had a dream, it will be all right, or nothing will happen, man. The day started up all right. People do those kind of things. You would never believe some of the things people say, man. Excuses they make for not doing things right. Oh, the Spirit told me it will not rain, man. The Spirit told you it will not rain. Why the Spirit didn't tell the clouds not to rain? But you see, and those are things that keep us backwards too. Now, we're talking about the salary. We're talking about the salary of the Liberian people. $350 million annually to pay salaries every year. X number of million, 10 million or more a month for salaries. Can you imagine that? They owe 10 million. They owe 10 million a month for salaries. And we still the biggest employer of Liberian people in Liberia. And that's not what government is for. Government is not to be big. All government is to do is to regulate. Government job is not to maintain the society, not to maintain the livelihood of the community. No. The government is just supposed to regulate society so those businesses, entities within society that are money making or generating can pay their taxes, can meet their financial obligation to the community and society, like those companies that got concession agreements and things that they got to fix roads and bridges in certain areas, schools and things like that, those mining companies. That's what government does. Just regulate all the things, make sure that people do what they say they will do and pay their taxes and do their things. But we have turned government into an employer. We are the largest employer in Liberia. It will kill us. Even in America, they're trying to do away with that. A lot of people say, oh, the Democrats, they employ a lot of people. It's a welfare system. Welfare means people living on the government. Because right now, Liberia is a welfare system. Because everybody living off the government. If you listen to Counselor this morning, he tell you the government hire 4 or 5 million people. People too much for the government. You go around the government every day, people sitting out there talking, not doing no work. Everybody there relaxed, sleeping. Some people just come in, sign in, and leave. You never know where they are because there are too many people. It used to happen where I used to work. I could never check on the people. My invisible mug. I couldn't check on my people because most of the people that work with me were the ministers' wives, girlfriends, sisters, children. I cannot run my position. I can't run my position like that. I mean, I was a hostage. I was a hostage because how will I chastise the minister's wife? How will I discipline? I had about 3 minister wives under me. And I was assistant director for this division. We had 7 assistant directors. 7. How could we do the job? We couldn't do the job. There is something happening in Liberia today. It hasn't changed. It hasn't changed. It got worse. Maybe instead of 7 assistant ministers, they got 10 assistant ministers. How can you build a country? You can't build a country like that. Too many people doing the same job. You had never had check and balance. You had never have efficiency. Everybody just sitting down. Government can't be like that. Now, when we try to find a solution to these kind of problems, people don't want to hear it. There are solutions to these problems. There are solutions, burning solutions. Why would the Liberian government continue to just focus on paying people? Our whole country economy is just focused on paying people. All our money going to paying people. We can't generate no money for the country. That's why our country is so poor. When we pay all these people this money, then to generate money for anything, the other people stealing it, looking for kickbacks. We can't exist like that. First of all, it makes our society lazy. It's not good for us, man. It's not good for us. We are a strong and resilient people. When we all work for the government and depend on the government for everything, it makes us lazy and useless. Every time I talk about government, I think on Takunji that song, Fake Naro. You're not on salary. You want to take my girlfriend. You know what that means? You're not on salary, but you want to take my girlfriend. That means everybody in the nation got to try to be on salary. That's the biggest equalizer in the country. Are you on salary? No, you're not on salary. That means everybody in the country living off the government. You're not on salary. You want to take my girlfriend when the Moko finish. Because that's the only way you can get Moko if you're on salary. You see how it's bad for our country, man? Our whole country depending on salary. People getting salary from government. It can't be like that. And some of us can change that. Some of us can change that. We can provide the leadership to change that. I'm going to be president of Liberia. I'm going to be king of Liberia to provide that leadership. But the Liberian people got to be ready to accept that kind of leadership. If we're not ready to accept that kind of leadership, it will never be beneficial or feasible for us. It will just dwindle and fail. Because if we must change our country, we must understand that there's a specific leadership that we must accept to change our country. And that leadership will not only change our country, it will change us. It will change our minds. It will change our spirits. It will change our ways. When you change the minds and the spirit, you change the body. You got to change the minds before you change the body. And you got to make the people understand that empowering yourself is greater than trying to empower other people. You got to seek self-empowerment. You know, when you get in an airplane and you're traveling, for those of you who travel, when they tell you, whenever there's an emergency and the air thing drop, don't do it for anybody else but yourself first. Put on your air mask first before you help other people. They will tell you that in any emergency, when you sit in a plane, anything, the air stop and the oxygen thing drop. Don't do anybody, whether your mom, your cousin, your sister, don't do any of theirs until you do yours first. You got to preserve yourself first. Because if you fighting putting the thing on and you get overcome by gas and pass out, both of you are dying. Both of you will die. But you always preserve yourself first, then you turn to help other people. Put on your mask. It's not being selfish. It's not, you cannot help nobody until you help yourself. That's the basic question. That's the basic aspect of life. In anything, even on a plane, your mom sitting by you, your sister, your baby, anything, and not you're having air problem, and the air thing drop from the thing for you to put on air thing. Don't put on your child thing first. You always put on yours first. Always yours first. Why you think that is? Because self-preservation is the fundamental basis of life. When you preserve yourself before you can help others, then you know that for our nation, we can't help other nations until we preserve our nation. So you see how it works? It works on an individual level, it works on the family level, and it works on the community, then country. Everything starts with the family. It starts with the family, then it goes to the household, then it goes to the community, then it goes to the country. And our it spreads. But everything got to start from us. From us. We got to set the foundation for where we want to go, where we want everything to start, where we want everything to end. And these are the things my people don't understand. And I try to bring it to them. And they try to tell me, no, let's do it this way. I tell them, no. That's why people don't come to my show. Because Liberian people like to force people into things. Listen to them. They say, oh, we try to force him into doing this. They know I'm educated. They know I'm their leader. But they want to tell me how we should do it because that's how our pa and ma did it before. And I'm telling them, no. We can't go by that no more. Look at where it brought us. It didn't bring us nowhere. Our pa and ma did things, it failed. We need to think on constructive ways of changing these things based on knowledge from other people, observing other people, studying other people, the wrongs, the rights, if we have similarities. That's how we learn. We don't adapt the people's ways. No, we don't. Because certain things people happen in other society, we're not working in our society. That's why you got to understand it. And that comes from the blessing of our Christian faith. Know the things you can change, the things you cannot change, and pray for the wisdom to know the difference between the two. Because you don't know the difference between the two, you will always fail. You will always fail. Because the things you can change, if you go after it, you'll be successful. You'll change your community, you'll change your society. But you go after the things you cannot change. Let me give you one example. Female genital mutilation. I see the UN and all these people appointing people ambassador. That's just a fluke. That's just a BS. How you change something when it's religious? You can't change it. How you change it? You can't go to UN. You can't form no committee. That's religion. So what you want to tell me? When there's something wrong in the church, excuse me, folks, I don't think I'm getting a good reception on my camera now. Okay, now I'm looking better. So you want to tell me when there's something in our church or wrong with our religious thing, we take it to other people to fix? You can't do it. Is something wrong with your doctrine? If you're having a problem with some laws in the church, the government can't come in and say, oh, we'll set up a committee to change that. No, it can't happen. You got to appease your God. You got to go to your God. You got to form a committee to go pray. You got to form people to go on a mountain to pray, to appease the God, to ask the God to let you change that rule. No man can change God's rule. You know, that's why I look at the international organization when they do this stupid shit. It'll piss me off because they take millions of dollars and dedicate it to war things that cannot be changed. Why you want to fool us? Why would the United Nations engage in female genital mutilation and try to change it and appoint all the ambassadors when you can't just change it like that? It has religious connotation. Will you just form a UN organization to go change laws in the church? You can't do that. Or go change laws in the mosque. You can't do that. You got to go to the church and appeal to the church. So when I see all the organizations setting up, appointing people to go to Africa to be representative of female, it's a waste of money. Now I look at, I see these people don't know what they want to do. They want to deceive us and just waste our money. Why would the United Nations engage in spending millions of dollars on that kind of thing when it has religious connotation? No social organization, no political organization can change it. All the years we've been fighting to change female genital mutilation. You all know what that means, right? Huh? All the years we've been fighting to change it. Huh? That the cutting of the clitoris. We've been fighting to change that law. We can't change it. Why? Because it's deeply traditional and religious. Look at the speaker of Liberia came on the air and condemn everything. And the traditional people still practicing it. Because we can't take Western laws and bring it in our cultural setting. No. If we want to change female genital mutilation laws, we got to set up a committee to appeal to our traditional society so they can appease the gods, whoever God controls that thing, appease the God so we can change the laws. But if it's religious and you're appointing all these committee, all these women, funding all these boards and things, using our world money on this useless thing, it's a failure. Then the United Nations cannot unite us because they don't understand the world's people. And when you don't understand the world's people, you're going to feel time and time again and create more bullshit than bullshit need to be created. How you fix something that isn't broken? And that's what they're trying to do. They're appointing all these committees to fix female genital mutilation when the system is not broken. All you got to do is appease the traditional gods and ask them to change the laws. And you see, these are the kind of things that reverberate in our very society when it comes to our political leaders and the political thinking and how they're using our economy to change our society that may not benefit us at all. Because if you don't understand the plight of the people you're leading, you cannot change them. If you're not in tune with the situations in your country, with your people, with the plight of your people, the suffering of your people, the dying of your people, if you're not in tune with it, you can't change your country. Look at George Weah. Do you think if our president were in tune with the country and with our people and the suffering of our people right now, our country president will be sitting at the World Cup watching football while the country can't eat, people can't sleep, no security, no water, no light, nothing? That man don't like you. Or he's so dumb, he doesn't know the difference. He doesn't know his responsibility. But a man like me, knowing my people in Liberia suffering, my people, I will not go to the World Cup. I don't care who playing. I will not go to the World Cup. How will I feel sitting down there enjoying my vacation and my country is in a mess? My country is in a total mess. How does that help my people? How does that change our plight? How does that benefit our future children? It doesn't. It doesn't. You see, but my people don't want to hear that from me. My people want to force me into things, to think in their way. And I can't. I can't. I can't. I left Liberia in 1980 because of corruption. Nobody forced me. Nobody took my job from me. I was going to be making plenty of money. I was going to be into them cycle. Maybe I was going to die with a coup. Or I was going to join Charles Taylor, then Ben I with them, and just live off the people. But I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that. I'm a patriot. I see that my country can go better. I see that my country people, all of us don't have to get rich, but our country can be paved. All of us can have paved road. All of us can have access to the good things. Our children can have good sporting equipment, good sporting facilities. We can do all these things for our people. Why we gotta act like savages and be backwards? Why? Why our rules gotta be like behind me? Huh? When we can pave the roads, we can do things ourselves. But everybody do it for greed. And let me tell you something. The more we pave our roads, the better we do our things, more money will come in the country than the little money you're stealing. More money. The more we better our country, the more we raise the standard of our society, we get more money. Because when your standard of society raised, it's moved to another level. of economic existence, economic participation in the world. More money comes. But when we low and mediocre, no roads, like on the picture, no roads, so zinc houses, the people look at us, the people don't need much. They're happy like they are. They're not advancing themselves. They're not building roads. They're not trying to build schools. They're not putting lights up. So let's keep them getting small money, man. Getting chicken feed. That's why we get chicken feed. When you think low, even with me, I go give people money. The people thinking low. Oh, maybe I get other people $50 for something. And I tell them my people I want to get in 50. They say, oh, but nobody take you at $10, $15, $20, man. They don't understand or know the significance of their work. So even if I get that $50, it would be a waste. Because they all man, they didn't know the value of the work, you get more money, man. You get let go. But if you understand the value of the work, you say, yes, I work for this money. I can get paid what I work for. I can get paid what I work for. That's why our people in Africa get paid lower than the people in America because our expectations, our standard of living so low. When the people come to our country, they know they don't have to give up any money. They will not give us money. They are capitalists. They are capitalists. They will not give up any money because our expectations are low. Our standard of living low. Even me, when I come to Liberia, I come with in a different setting than when I go into the islands. When I go to Jamaica and those places, I carry money for those places. When I come into Liberia, I bring money for Liberia, which is far lower than going to Jamaica and those places because of the standard of living, because of the understanding of life. The people in our country, Liberia, don't understand life. That's why I'm trying to teach you life. When you don't understand life, you're low. Anything will satisfy you. That's why when I go to Jamaica, I carry different money. Because those black people there, they're poor, yes, but they understand what money means. They understand what development means more than Africans because they interact with people of the world more. Their tourism bring more people there that give them ideas and give them trends to living. But in Africa, we got no foreigners coming to us for tourism, to visit, and to relax. No, they're coming to work. So when they come into work, they want to save money. When they come in to save money, they know that our expectation in life are low. We low thinking people. Everything we do that's small money. Oh, give me 50 cents. Give me $1. Give me $2. In Jamaica, $1, that's small money. You can't give people $1. They will not accept it. Some of them will take it, but the economy there, $1 is not, $1 is low in Jamaica. You got to get them from $2 up if you really want to tip them. You got to get them from $2 up. In Liberia, I come to Liberia, I give you 5 cents, $10. You will take anything because your expectation low, your standard of living low. So you can't get more money. Everything low. I know it's low. So I will not bring money for you to waste my money. I want money too. I'm a capitalist. I want to keep my money. I won't give it away. But if I got to tip, I will tip. If I had to practice, I would do it. But if I don't have to do it, I will not do it. And white people will not do it. You're poor like that in Liberia. Even if you bring tourism, the way you're poor, plenty people will not tip you more than 50 cents, 25 cents, $1. Because the poverty rate, the mentality of my people too low. When your mentality low and your standard of living low, the world will treat you like that. That's why people come to Africa, they don't bring nothing because Africans have no concept of money, concept of living, standard of living. You're just low. There's no tourism where people, you see with tourism, all the people that work in the industry, they are refined. They are trained to serve people, to be good to people, to take care of people. So they get tipped. Good. Even when I go into Jamaica, I make sure I carry $100, $1. So $1, because I gotta tip people. If I go in there for 7 days, I know I can't tip people $1. They don't like that. So every time I go to Jamaica, I carry my $100 to tip people. Every time I eat, I tip people $2, $3. I leave $3 on the table. Every time I eat, breakfast, lunch, dinner, I leave $3 on the table. Because the people use the money. The more money you give them, the better service they give you. Sometimes before I can think around, they finish serving me everything because they know I will tip them. The thing will come to Liberia when we learn and grow our minds. But for us to do that in Liberia, you Liberian people got to see the need to change. You got to desire that change. Because I know my people, if you don't see the need to change, you don't see the desire to change, you'll say, let's just stay like that. So all this is just to tell you, you can live better when your standard of living rises a bit to the standard of the world. The standard of the world is different from guy in Liberia. We may think with like American lives, but the standard is too low. We need to raise our standard to the tourism standard, where people can treat us like tourists. Because when you go to a country like Jamaica and places like that, those people, they are trained to serve people. The Jamaicans, the Barbadians, all the people in the island, so their standard of living is up. It's up. They know how to take care of foreigners. They know how to appease people. They know how to serve people, be humble to people. They know that. And until we learn those kind of things, we'll not make money. Right now, we just be low down. We can do everything else, but if we don't raise our standard of our minds and our standard of living, things in our country will not change. My class is done for the day. I did 1 hour already. So, my people, I see you tomorrow. We'll continue this topic. Whether people here or not, this is a message that will leave left for generations to come. Other people will see it. These people who live in now don't have to see it. They got too many things to see. But this is a thing I have to do because this is my contribution to my country. The time of the people is now. Have a good day, my people. My class is done. Let me just get out here with some music just to let you know I'm going.